what about the situation at Manchester United then? Well, club officials left Italy last night. That is after holding talks with Lecce over a deal to sign Patrick Dorgu, and they also held discussions with Napoli as well over a move to sell Alejandro Garnacho. Dave, there's a lot going on at Manchester United at the moment. On those two deals, where do we stand on both of those?
Well, I'll get to Garnacho in a moment, but let's talk first of all about Dorgu. I think Lecce's preference was not to sell the player in this window, but I think they are expecting United to formalise the talks that have been ongoing with a proper offer, a formal offer for the player. I think United officials have been in Italy this week to discuss deals for Dorgu and obviously Garnacho as well. And United, the initial thoughts and offer under discussion for Dorgu was around £30 million for the player. I think Lecce started out negotiations looking for around 38 million. So I think there's work to do there in terms of a meeting in the middle for both sides. And then what about Alejandro Garnacho as well? They're still apart, Napoli and Manchester United, on negotiations for Garnacho. I think United have softened their stance a little bit on their asking price. But for Napoli, I think they're maintaining that they only want to pay between sort of 42 million and 46.5, which translates up to 55 million euros for the player. So it's expected that the two clubs will meet again in the next few days in the hope of finding an agreement. I think Napoli are quite optimistic that they will meet in the middle on a fee. At the same time, Napoli are also looking at other options as well, and one of their other options is Karim Adeyemi from Borussia Dortmund. So they're keeping something up their sleeve, just something on the back burner in case this doesn't work out with United.
That's the sort of Napoli-Garnacho side of things. Just on him, you know, is Chelsea a real possibility? Could you see that happening, and where would he fit there? Because they're one of the clubs who have been reported to be interested in.
You'd say there's definitely a space for him. Chelsea love signing wingers. You know, he's another winger that could join the squad to play in multiple positions. You know, with Mudryk and his situation, there's a question mark there whether he's going to be able to play. So you've got a player that's got good quality, that's young, 20 years old. His goal involvements this season have been good. I think it's just the evolution of him in that next stage. It's a coaching position, which Enzo Maresca has shown. He's worked with a lot of wingers already and improved them. So it could be a good move for him. But at the same time, Manchester United as a football club, would they want to sell a player like that to a rival? They've already done it though with Jadon Sancho. Mason Mount's got the other way. So the relationship between the two clubs is obviously very good. It's just, I think Manchester United would have preference to go to sell to Napoli, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think from Garnacho's point of view, I think Napoli is, you know, they're hard fans to please over in Naples, but when they do love you,
very dedicated.
They absolutely love you. So he's got an opportunity if he does go there to write himself into Napoli folklore a little bit. The other side of that is if he goes to Chelsea, who's he going to be fighting with for minutes there? And yeah, he's going to be working under a great coach in Enzo Maresca. Almost similar coaches in a way, Conte and Maresca, because, you know, positional. They will tell you exactly where you need to stand in every moment of every game and the runs you need to make. So in that sense, he could be working under similar kinds of managers, maybe different temperaments.
Just a little bit.
But I guess for him, it's about who's gonna love me the most, who's gonna put me in their team.
Yeah. He likes to be loved, Garnacho. Let's bring the other boys in. Yeah, we all do. We do. These two do as well. Let's bring the other boys in. Sam, would you take him at Chelsea?
I think he suits the profile of what Enzo Maresca and Chelsea have been doing in the last few years, you know, in terms of his age and in terms of his experience. You know, we forget he burst onto the scene at United at the age of 18, and he's played so many games for them. You know, he's already played 31 games this season. He's got the most goals out of all the wingers at Chelsea and even at Manchester United, and the assists as well. I think the only area that he could probably improve on and that Chelsea would probably need more from him is take-ons completed. But I think it will be a good sign, and I also think he's slightly becoming underrated. I know he's a player that's inconsistent, but he's only 20, Manny.
I think there's a lot of factors in this, and when you look at the take-ons, that could be because Manchester United aren't as on the front foot as Chelsea would be this season. But I think it's a difficult one because Sancho's been good since going to Chelsea, and would you expect Garnacho to play on that left-hand side as well? He's a different player to Sancho. Sancho likes to stand someone up and maybe wait for the overlap, or sometimes cut inside and find a pass, whereas Garnacho is a lot more direct. Even though the take-ons are low, yet again, I think that could be to do with the fact that Manchester United are a bit on the back foot. But I think he could suit Chelsea. My problem is, for what he's going to cost, is it really going to change their fortunes, especially this season?
I think at the age that he's at now, I'm sure if he continues in the form that he's at, he's going to be of a lot more value in the next few years. And also, we've seen that, you know, they said Sancho was done at Manchester United. He's come to Chelsea. He's got more assists than he ever had at United. And Garnacho could be similar, but I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I think that one is going to rumble on a little bit.